please. Can't stay here. Folks, please, you can't stay here today. This building's closed for the day. Now go on to your next class or wherever you have to go. But you can't stay here. Please, keep it moving. Thank you. Go to your classes or wherever you have to go, but not here.
I got your message coming in. What happened?
A little student activity. Looks like they busted in the administration building and wrecked a display case.
Anybody hurt?
Nope. Talked to the night watchman. Said it happened just before dawn. The place was empty. He heard him. He couldn't get back over there in time. You know, I don't think it was an anti-war group or anything. They didn't burn the flags, didn't scrawl nothing on the walls, just whacked the daylights out all these trophies.
What trophies?
Well, there's football statuettes, track medals, golf and tennis cups. Remember Leo Rand on number 16?
Yeah.
It's all his stuff.
This his car?
Yep. University called him first thing this morning. Him and his mama got here about 10 minutes ago.
All right, they're opposed to something. Me or school or athletics, what's the difference? You're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Some mole.
Come on, I have to get back to the store.
The store can wait. They told me Sam Cade was on his way. I want to talk to him.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the sheriff?
Yes, ma'am.
You're better looking than your campaign pictures. You ought to have some new ones taken.
Oh, well, yeah, well, I just might do that.
I'm Olive Rand.
Yes.
This is my boy, Leo.
Hello, Sheriff. I hope this act of foolishness hasn't pulled you away from something important.
Call this vandalism foolishness?
I call it rebellion. College kids have always been rebels, whether they're swallowing goldfish or staging riots. A rebel broke in here.
Why?
Maybe he was anti-athletic, I don't know. Or just wanted to tear down an establishment hero. Who knows?
I see. Have you had any other personal attacks on you, either at home or office?
No.
Yes.
Olive.
3 weeks ago, he bought a motorcycle. The first time he rode it, the brakes went out.
It was a mechanical failure.
It had been tampered with.
Are you married, Mr. Rand?
He lives with me, and all of our help has been with us 15 years or more. They're very loyal, if you were thinking that some of them might have been up to something.
You're president of Rand Department Store, aren't you?
Yes, he is. I retired last year.
Oh. I see. Well, how many employees do you have, Mr. Rand?
May I speak now? Thank you. Do you mean in all the branches or just the...
No, all the branches.
800 or 900.
I see. Well, do you keep a file on all the complaints and crank letters that come to you?
I suppose so.
Well, I'd like to see it.
All right, fine. Will tomorrow be all right?
Yeah, fine.
I have to get back to work now, if you'll excuse me.
And he really works, like the rest of his family. But he doesn't like it. This was his world. This must have killed him to see this mess. If someone was out to really hurt him, they certainly started the right way.
Believe that.
Mrs. Rand.
Who okayed this advertising layout?
I'm sorry, Miss Dorr.
It's okay, forget it.
Well,
Mother, my dear, sweet mother, on your way out, will you take a good long look at the name on that door? It is my name. My office is private, and I expect Beth to be allowed to announce you.
yes, all right, but I asked you a question. Who
I okayed this.
Well, why?
Because I like it.
Well, I don't like
Well, then fire me!
Leo.
You're the controller of the board. You're the major stockholder. Fire me!
Leo, it's your...
Well, why not, Mother? Because my name is Rand? Because my father ran this store and my grandfather before him, and my son will be expected to run it when I'm dead? Let me tell you something, Mother. This is no Garden of Eden. It is a pain in the neck. It is oppressive. It is oppressive. And I am not a businessman. I am a football player, whether you like it or not.
No, you're a Rand. whether you like it or not. And if you can't tell what's wrong with this layout, then I advise you to apprentice yourself to the advertising department for a month or two and find out. I'll see you for lunch.
Yeah?
Mr. Rand, I know you didn't want to be disturbed, but,
My mother again?
no, it's Mr. Cameron. He says he's an old fraternity brother of yours. I think he works with the Kindness branch. I'll tell him you're busy.
No, it's all right.
Mr. Cameron.
Thank you. Rex, no. No!
Well, nothing like a faithful dog to warm up a room, right?
He's not gonna hurt you, Frank.
Should I pet him?
I wouldn't pet him.
Just like a running guard, huh? Just as soon knock you down as look at you.
Maybe sooner.
Well, I know just how he feels. I used to run interference for you, too.
Yeah. Same team, same type. Loyal and tough. But I wish you'd pay as much attention to my signals as he does, Frank. I told you I'd meet you in Kindness.
Oh, well, Leo, you know, I was just in the neighborhood and I had to pick up some stock items from the warehouse. I didn't see anything to worry.
Frank, the police were all over the university this morning. I really don't think it's a terrific idea for an ex-con and the poor victim to be seen together. I mean, in the same day.
Not even when the poor victim and the ex-con have been friends for 20 years?
Especially that.
Okay.
Hey, Frank. Yeah.
$200, what's that for?
Let's say half for the motorcycle and half for the display case.
Oh, come on now, Leo. I didn't do that for money. I did it for
Put it
Frank.
in your
I don't...
pocket. Go on. Go on.
You're wild. You've been paying somebody to wreck the things you love.
It's a long story, Frank. I'll explain it to you someday.
What? Something else I can do for you?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there is. I'll eat some Molotov cocktails. About 3 or 4.
Come on, Leo. What are you going to do? Start a revolution?
When can you have them, Frank?
Tonight.
Tonight. Tonight's Thursday. It's a cook's night off. And Mother will be out to dinner. Yeah. Okay. Listen, come to the house around 10, right?
Sure.
Thank you. See you later.
About 10.
Where'd you find this?
On the handle of the ice pick. There wasn't no prints or nothing, so I guess he brought in that sand or whatever it was on the glove he's wearing.
What about it, Pete?
Well, it's sand, all right, but it doesn't come from anywhere around here. The composition's all wrong.
Why? What's it made of?
In my opinion, coral, lava.
Coral and lava. The only coral and lava there is, as far as I know, is in Hawaii.
Well, it's typical of the black sand beaches they have there, yeah.
And so we're looking for a crazy Hawaiian who doesn't like athlete school or Leo Rand. And doesn't wash his gloves.
Tends to narrow down a bit, doesn't it? Huh?
Yes.
Sam?
Yeah.
You wanted me to run that thing at the school through our ADW files?
Right.
Well, I sent the computer after agitators, guys who like to work alone. I came up with 5 possibles. 3 of them are in jail and 1's dead. This is the 5th. His name's Earl Grimes. He used to work at Rand's. They fired him 2 months ago.
Thank you, Rudy.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever want somebody to investigate them black beaches, I'd be tickled to death to volunteer.
Okay, you got the job.
You mean it? You want him to check out Hawaii?
Nope, Madrid County.
There ain't no black beaches in Madrid County.
Well, that's going to make the job all the tougher, isn't it? Good luck.
So all you do is light them, throw them, and run.
Simple and sweet. Thank you, Frank.
My pleasure, I think. Leo, I've never pried into your business, and I never will. You're the boss as far as I'm concerned, and that's it. But this scares me.
Why?
Well, I mean, if it's political, then
Political? Me political? That's very fun.
What else could it be? You don't need the money. You've got everything you want. The big house.
My mother's house.
The store.
Hey, it's my mother's store.
You're the president.
I've got the title. She makes the decisions.
Well, then I guess I don't know why you stay.
I guess I don't either. Hey, how do you like that? You know something, Frank? I really love that woman. Even when she bugs me the most. Sit down, Frank. I told you about that pro football team I was looking into.
Yeah.
I bought half the franchise. Very silent partner.
Costly business.
To date, I have lost $1.25 million.
Well, if you've got the money.
But there's the rub, Frank.
Well, I don't... Well, where did you get the money?
Between you and me? Between you and me.
Between you and me?
I borrowed part of it from the store. Then I tried to double it in Vegas. No luck. So I started playing with the books. They just haven't noticed yet.
Leo, if there's an audit...
Yeah. Still, in these uncertain days, Frank, almost anything can happen. Take this unknown maniac, for example. The one who's been attacking me. I mean, who knows where he'll strike next? He might even burn down the store.
Leo, listen.
He could wipe out the place, including the accounting department. Of course, the whole thing's insured. That helps.
And you want me to do it?
No. No, I wouldn't ask you to do that, kid. You've done enough already. But I might ask you to give me an alibi. Okay?
Sure, okay.
Hey, thanks, Frank. Thanks for everything.
It's all right.
Oh, where's all the time gone?
Yeah.
Gone. See you around.
And it isn't far-fetched either. Cade's right, you know. These crank letters just might tell him something.
You think that some sweet little old lady whose toaster quit the day after her warranty ran out did this?
No, that's a legitimate customer complaint. I'm talking about these weirdos that I have to worry with in my department. The haters. You know, somebody who thinks that the store has sinned against them somehow and they're out to get us. That kind.
Then you think that these weirdos or cranks or whatever is responsible for the wrecking of the display at the school?
Maybe. I mean, have you read some of these things?
Not seriously, Paul, no.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Ray. You know, you and your mother hired me to be a head of security in this company. I think I know my business pretty well. Now, granted, 99 out of 100 cranks are not going to shoot the floor walker or throw a brick through the front window. But it just takes one. Just one nut who wants to start a fire out in the storeroom or blow up a delivery van.
But it's such a reach, Paul. If someone was taking a crack at the store, why would they wreck a case full of trophies?
Leo, you are the store. You and your mother. And this vandalism, well, that could be evidence of something far deeper.
All right. Oh, I'll tell you what. I will skim through these, okay?
You're not going to give them to the sheriff.
We'll see, Paul. If I find anything important here, I'll see that Cade gets them, okay?
I just don't want anything to happen to you or the store.
Or my mother. Huh, Paul?
Good morning. I'm Sheriff Cade. I have an appointment with Mr. Rand.
Oh, yes, Sheriff. Would you like to sit down? He's in a meeting right now, but he'll be with you in just a minute.
Thank you.
Well, you again.
Miss Rand?
Do you have those pictures taken yet?
What?
I said, you have those pictures taken yet?
Oh.
Well, when you do, sit up straight and smile. You have a wonderful smile, hasn't he, Beth?
Yes, he certainly has.
Are you waiting to see my son?
Yes, I was, but he's in a meeting.
Nonsense.
Mrs. Rand.
Leo, Sheriff Cade is here. Morning, Paul.
Morning, Mrs. Rand.
Well, come in.
Mother, I've asked you not to come in here unannounced. Rex! No! No! No!
This is Paul Sawyer, our security officer.
Mr. Sawyer?
Sheriff,
The sheriff wants a rundown on any crank letters we received.
Mr. Rand told me. We've been going over them, as a matter of fact.
It's an absolute waste of time, as a matter of fact.
Mr. Sawyer, do you recall an employee that used to work here by the name of Earl Grimes?
I certainly do. Real troublemaker.
Was that the kid who got into all those fights down in the shipping room?
How in the world can you remember one kid out of all of those kids down in the shipping room?
Very simple. I was one of the guys he fought with. I had to fire him personally. Your wonderful Amanda almost quit over that little fracas.
Amanda?
Yeah, Amanda Gunnison. She's a chief fashion buyer. She said I was being unfair to the boy. I agreed with her. I should have punched him in the mouth and then thrown him out.
I see. Well, can you tell me where I could find this Earl Grimes right about now?
In jail somewhere, probably.
Amanda might know.
Well, where can I find Amanda right about now?
Paul, take the sheriff down to Amanda.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sheriff, I warn you. This Amanda Gunnison is a dragon lady. You'll be lucky to get out with your life.
Of course I remember Earl. I can't remember when I've been more impressed with a boy and felt sorrier for him at the same time.
Hmm?
Oh, you see, Sheriff, Oh, is something wrong?
What? No. It's just that I hadn't expected to find somebody so very young, the head of a department.
He just came from Leo's office.
Oh, I see. Leo does manage to give the wrong impression of me somehow. It's almost as though he... Look, I am here because of Mrs. Rand, not Leo, and I stay because of Mrs. Rand. Not that it's important. Well, look, we were talking about Earl.
Hmm?
I don't know what else I can tell you. He comes from a terrible background, grinding poverty. He dropped out of school to go to work, then he lied about his age and joined the Army.
Killed a GI in a fight.
Oh, come on, Paul. It was self-defense. He was cleared in a court-martial.
There's a great deal of violence in his background.
Yes, a great deal of violence. He had to fight every day just to stay alive.
Even had a fight with Mr. Rand.
Well, not a physical fight. Well, Leo gave him an order and Earl objected.
He threatened to kill Leo.
Oh, come on. He's a hot-tempered young man. He says a lot of things he doesn't mean. He didn't mean it.
Do you happen to know where he is now?
He's working as a bartender. A restaurant near the university. It's a place called Tony's. I know Tony, and he asked me to recommend someone, so Why, is it important?
I don't know. Maybe I should have a talk with Grimes. And besides, I understand that Tony serves a very good dinner.
Yes, so I understand.
How about tonight?
Oh, well, I really shouldn't.
Oh, come on now.
Well, I mean, I shouldn't take the time.
Oh, well, that's better.
Well, this has never happened to me before, but do you know, I think that someone has been doctoring my books. I mean, my accounts receivable are way off.
Well, that's a very good reason to take a dinner break.
Oh?
Where will I pick you up?
The Regency Arms.
What time?
8 o'clock?
Fine.
Yes. Oh, Sheriff.
Hmm?
It's your office.
Cade?
Sam, Marlowe just called in. I think he's drunk.
Drunk?
Well, he says to tell you he's lolling under an umbrella on a black sand beach watching some gal do a hula dance. Now, if that kid's been at the bottle, we'll...
No, it's all right, JJ. I know what he's talking about. Where is he?
Chimus branch of Rand Incorporated.
Sam, you're here.
Yeah.
Well, I found it.
So I see.
No, I mean the black sand. I didn't know where to start looking, so I went down to the airport, checked to see if any private planes had come in from the islands lately. Turned out one had. Brought in mostly furniture and canned goods and stuff. And that consignment of black sand for this place.
Who has charge of it?
Floor dresser here, a man named Frank Cameron.
Did you talk to him?
Nope, he ain't come in yet. But I had Rudy run a make on him, and he's an ex-con. Did 3 years in Giffordsville for assault with a deadly weapon. And he used an ice pick.
Dick, was someone asking for me?
Sam?
Hmm? Mr. Cameron?
Cameron, you're under arrest.
For what?
Assaulting an officer for openers.
Turn around, hands behind your back.
You can remain silent, call a lawyer if you like. All right, let's take it again. You say you worked late at the store Wednesday night.
Yes, I've told you that 100 times.
Fixing the black sand display.
I guess so. I don't remember.
What time did you leave? Can you remember that?
No.
Where'd you go?
Home.
Not Madrid.
I went home. I live in Chimus.
You live alone, Mr. Cameron?
Yes.
How well do you know Leo Rand?
We played football together.
When's the last time you saw him?
I don't remember.
Approximately.
Don't remember.
Oh, come on. Was it 8 months, 4 months, 6 months? What was it?
Oh, it's years ago.
Years ago. I see. And yet Mr. Rand's secretary said that you were into the office to see him yesterday morning. How do you explain that, Mr. Cameron? What'd you talk about? Yeah. That's Leo Rand. Send him in, Sundown. Well, thank you for coming by, Mr. Rand. I know how very busy you are. Oh, this is J.J. Jackson, my senior deputy, and of course you know Mr. Cameron here.
Frank, will you please tell me what's going on? The sheriff said you tried to resist arrest.
I'm sorry, Leo. I sort of went to pieces, but you know how these guys are always busting ex-cons, and so I lost my head.
Well, why were you after him?
We wanted to talk to him about the university vandalism.
You think Frank Cameron destroyed those cups and medals?
Yeah, I think there's a chance. Yes.
Sheriff, I have played on the same team with this man for 3 years. I've known the man for 20 years.
Why did you call on Mr. Rand yesterday morning?
Because I asked him to. I had some questions about the Kymus branch.
Oh, I see.
Frank, I can't tell you how sorry I am about all this. But I'll get my lawyer and I'll get you out as quickly as possible, okay?
Okay, Leo, thanks.
Sheriff, I appreciate your effort, but you've got the wrong man here. This man wouldn't do me any harm. This man I would trust with my life.
Yeah.
Come on, Rick. Come on. Ah. No. Come on. Hey, hello. Come on.
What, did you see Cameron?
Yeah, of course I did.
Do you think he did it?
No, Paul, no. He's as loyal as Rex, huh? Huh?
Car's over there. I'll be back in a second.
Where you going?
To arrange bail. You do want him out, don't you?
Yeah, of course I want him out. Listen, Paul, why don't you go on back to the store? I'll take care of it. I'll talk to the lawyer. There's a couple of questions I want to ask him. And I'll see you at the store a little later, all right?
Well, did Amanda Gunderson get to you about the problems in her accounts?
Well, what about her accounts?
Well, she told Cade that she thought someone was doctoring the books in her department.
Paul, hey, listen to me. Amanda Gunderson may be Coco Chanel when it comes to a midi or a maxi. But do you seriously think she knows the difference between a credit debenture and a down-and-out pass pattern? Huh?
Let's see what you mean.
All right. I'll see you later.
Thank you. Salute.
Y pesetas. Do you know, it is very strange going out with a sheriff.
Why is that?
Well, everyone keeps looking at us as though they're half wondering whether I'm in custody. Of course, maybe it's my guilty conscience. I had promised myself I was going to work straight through dinner. I'm afraid you'll still have to take me back to the store.
Okay.
There is no rest for the wicked. I don't know why Earl isn't here yet. He's supposed to come on duty at 8:30. But since you've already arrested the other man...
No, Cameron's arrest doesn't mean the case is closed, Amanda.
You don't believe he's behind all this vandalism?
Well, I think he's certainly a part of it, you know, the visible part. Sort of like you might say the tip of the iceberg.
Then you think there'll be more?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, dear. I don't understand it. I mean, I really don't. Well, Leo isn't the easiest person in the world to get along with, but this...
You know, today you said that Leo sometimes gave people the wrong impression of you. Right? And then you said, it's almost as though... Then you stopped. It's almost as though what?
Well, really, it isn't important.
Isn't it?
Well, it's as though he treats every woman that he can't push around the way he would like to treat his mother.
And how's that?
Viciously.
You think he's afraid of her, right?
Yes, I think he's afraid of her. I think he loves her. He hates her. Basic psychology 1A. You know, Olive would never let him be his own man. Do you know, he really wanted to go into professional football.
Yeah, I know.
That's all he ever really cared about. She wouldn't hear of it. Do you know, I remember... Oh, there's Earl.
Excuse me.
Oh, well, can't I come along? I mean, I could introduce you.
Why not?
All right, take care of yourself.
Hi, Earl.
Oh, yeah. How you doing, Miss Gunderson? Yeah,
Fine,
nice to
fine.
see you.
Thank you. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. This is Sheriff Sam Cade, Earl Grimes.
Hi, Earl.
How you doing?
Well, how come you're so late? I thought you were supposed to be here at 8:30.
Oh. I ran out of gas.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to walk halfway back into town before I found the station that was open. You don't look too happy about that story, Sheriff.
Are you happy with it?
It's the truth.
Right, well, there's no need to get all uptight about it, is there?
Well, I'll tell you something, Sheriff. The truth has never helped me a whole lot with people like you, and I ain't got no reason at all to suppose it ever will.
Well, all the sheriff wants is to find out.
I know what the man wants, Miss Gunderson. I read the papers. He wants to know how I feel about Leo Rand, right?
Right.
I hate him. And he wants to know what I was doing the night the university got broken into, right again?
Right again.
All right, I'll tell you. I was home, alone, no alibi. Now, how you like them apples, mister?
Where were you 30 minutes ago, Earl?
Now, wait a minute, Leo.
Leo.
Hold it. Hold it now. Get him!
Oh, what is all this?
They poisoned his dog.
What?
Grimes threw him a piece of poisoned meat.
How does he know it was Grimes?
Leo saw him do it.
And I got Leo! Leo! Leo!
Easy now, easy. Easy.
Why does a death in the family always have to happen at night, Sheriff? Even a dog's death. Where's Leo?
He's in the den.
Probably getting good and drunk. Well, maybe that'll help him sleep. What about the Grimes boy? Did you pick him up yet?
Not yet.
Well, for his sake, I hope you pick him up before my son catches him. Not that I have any great pity in my heart for a dog poisoner.
Then you agree with Leo. Grimes did the poisoning, huh?
Well, Leo saw him. Didn't he tell you?
No, I just thought that you might have seen it, too.
No. I was upstairs. I heard Leo yell, but by the time I got down into the yard, Rex was already dead. He said the Grimes man just drove by and threw a piece of meat and the dog swallowed it instantly. Well, at least this clears Cameron. Leo told me that you thought that Frank Cameron was responsible for these attacks. Lucky thing he's in jail, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Don't tell me you think that Frank Cameron and Earl Grimes are in this together, Sheriff, because I wouldn't buy it.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
Well, what do you think?
Has Leo ever been under the care of a psychiatrist?
What are you talking about?
Has he?
No. Do you think just because he went after a man with a gun? Sheriff, you don't know what Rex meant to my son. He wasn't a dog. He was a bodyguard. He was a friend. And when Earl Grimes killed him...
Earl Grimes didn't kill him.
Leo saw him?
Leo was lying.
I don't believe you.
Earl Grimes left his home at 7:15. He ran out of gas at 8 o'clock. Took him 1 hour to find a gas station to get to work.
That was his story.
No, it's the truth. You see, we had a man shadowing him from 12 noon until he showed up for work about 5 after 9.
Leo wouldn't lie to his mother. Leo has always told me the truth, even when it hurt.
How did you feel about Leo wanting to get into professional football?
There was never any big discussion about that. Leo knew that he was coming into the store the minute that he finished with his Army tours.
Rand residence. This is Sheriff Cade speaking.
Sam? Marlowe, can you drop by the lab when you check in? We just got the autopsy report on Leo Rand's dog.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it don't make any sense at all.
Well, in the first place, the contents of his stomach indicated that he hadn't had anything to eat, including meat, in the last 8 hours.
But he was poisoned, right?
He was poisoned, all right.
Okay.
KCN.
KCN, what's that?
Cyanide.
Administered how?
A gelatin capsule.
I don't know how in the world you get a dog to eat a gelatin capsule unless you hit it in a piece of hamburger.
Somebody could hold his mouth open and force it down his throat.
Did you see that dog?
Yeah.
Stranger tried to hold his mouth open, he'd lose his hand clear to the arm.
Stranger, yes. Yes, you're right.
Are you trying to say it wasn't a stranger?
Nobody poisoned their own dog?
Depends on what they're after, Pete.
Sam, could you run through that again for me, maybe from a little different angle?
All right. There's been 3 separate attacks on the Rand property, each one worse than the last. Now, what's left?
Maybe his house, his ma.
Himself.
Okay, now let's get one thing very clear. Nothing could happen in this town now that would surprise anybody, right?
That's right. And if Leo wasn't doing it all himself, nobody'd suspect him.
Like Pete said, nobody would poison his own dog.
But Sam,
What?
even a kid like that wouldn't set out to kill his mother.
Wouldn't he?
Call down and have Frank Cameron sent up to my office right away.
Rudy, get out to the Rand property and keep your eyes open.
Look, I told you 1,000 times I didn't even know Leo had a motorcycle, so how could I have loosened the brakes?
You knew about the university display, didn't you, Frank?
Well, of course I knew about it. Everybody in town knew about it.
Frank, you're Leo's best friend.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I would. You were fraternity brothers, roommates, went to Vietnam together. He paid for your defense when you went to Giffordsville.
Gave you a job when you got out.
That's not against the law, is it, Deputy?
No, not that I know of.
So what's the point, then?
Well, the point is, Frank, that you might be more willing than the average to do Leo a favor.
Oh, come on.
What did you think when he asked you to bust up his medals? Didn't that sound kind of peculiar to even you?
I didn't bust up the medals.
Or when he told you to wreck his bike?
I didn't wreck his bike.
Or buy the cyanide?
By the what?
The cyanide, the capsule.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Didn't he tell you what he was going to use it for? He poisoned his dog tonight.
No, I don't believe that.
Frank, if you know what he's going to do next, tell us. You're supposed to be his friend. You think this is helping him, letting him get in deeper and deeper? You know they've got the gas chamber for murders in this state.
Who's he after, his mother?
The store. He wants to burn it down. For the insurance, he says, but I think it's more than that. I think he hates it almost like a human being.
Sam's still in the lab, ain't he?
Yeah.
Hello?
Mrs. Rand, this is Sheriff Cade.
Oh, yes.
Is your son there, ma'am?
No, he's not. He went back to the store. He said he was worried with Earl Grimes loose.
The store? When did he leave, Mrs. Rand?
About half an hour ago.
Is my deputy outside?
Well, I haven't seen him.
When he stops in, would you ask him to meet me at the store right away?
Well, yes, but...
Thank you. No,
did he tell you where he was going to start it?
Cameron said he wanted to destroy the accounting department.
Which floor?
Second.
What's below it?
Bridal shop, I think.
That'd be his best bet. He wouldn't want to go straight for the books.
Call the fire department.
Where are you going?
Amanda Gunnison is working in her office.
The place will be locked. Nobody else.
Hello? Is someone there?
The fire itself was confined to the bridal shop. The insurance company will bring you the complete figures. But they tell me the rest of the damage is minimal.
Do they indeed?
Well,
Sheriff,
hmm?
What will they do to him now?
Well, that's up to the jury.
What happens? You love them. You try to make them strong. You give them everything in the world.
Well, sometimes they don't want everything in the world, Mrs. Rand. They just want to be themselves.